Hello, my name is Alicia Lewis. I am a fourth year student here at Eastern Michigan University, where I study journalism and marketing. Today, I want to talk to you guys about why toys are extinct. Now, I know toys are not extinct literally. However, I do believe because of the epidemic of technology and how it has enhanced and taken over the world, all the way from our little babies to our grown adults, and how it has changed over time, I do believe that toys just don't exist. At least that's what it seems like, at least. So for my research, I chose the company Toys R Us. The reason that I chose this company is because I felt like I lived through the time. I'm only 21, so I feel like I've lived through the time of buying toys and being super excited to get a toy. So I could really relate to um, the company, and I feel like that company was more was dear to my heart because it reminded me of my childhood. So I started my research off on a brief background of Toys R Us. Now, I will say that I did learn a lot about this company at hand way before I even did my research, all the way from the founder to how many stores it had nationwide, to its income and the different stores that it branched off, like Babies R Us and Bye Bye Baby and stuff like that. So I did learn a lot with that. I then go on and talk about Generation Z, which is my generation. I felt like this was necessary to include in my paper because Generation Z, like I stated before, we've lived through that time of, the excitement of getting toys and begging our parents to take us to Toys R Us because that was the hottest store around when we were growing up. So I felt like this was necessary because it's negative and positive impacts on our youth, as well as just the people around us that we deal with every day. Generation Z is way more advanced as far as technology and just being more independent and hands-on. So I feel like with that, that's going to carry on into the next generations after us. Although Generation Z is one that is independent, I also feel like that we allow society to label us and put us in a category where doing things to harm others is what's in, or having a certain look is the only way you'll be accepted. And I do feel like that is wrong. Because we use technology now and we're so advanced in doing so, I feel like that like I said before, the generations before us are going to pick up on that, and it's one of the reasons why I like the shift. Like there's a shift that's changing in the world today. So then that's when I go on and talk about who do we blame and why toys are extinct. So to answer this question, it was quite simple to me. I felt like you can't blame anyone but yourself, and it starts with our parents. So basically, if you expose your children to violent video games, or arguing with your spouse, or any little thing, because kids are so easy to gravitate and pick up on things that we say or do. It's very important that we, watch what we do and watch what we say. So with that being said, that's when I feel like the toys come in hand. So if you are allowing your child to use your phone instead of allowing them to go outside as a free time, I feel like that's a negative impact on the child because they're so dependent on the cell phone or the electronic device. I really love this topic that I chose because, for one, I try to be a positive role model for the younger generation and, the ones that's before us, because you just never know what they're going through or who they have to look up to at home. So then I go on and talk about what is impacting our children. And this just ties in with what I stated earlier about starting at home with the parents. One of the things that I feel like is impacting our children tremendously is social media. Definitely, social media is the number one impact, negative and positive, on our youth today. You can get on social media and it exposes anyone to a world full of anything that you would want to see. So I would say that with this finding, it was good to get some educational views on why children are, exposed at a young, or how children are exposed at a young age. And I agree tremendously with the studies that I found. All in all, I really wanted to just point out some things that I see on a daily basis as far as social media and the impacts of technology and why I think that toys are extinct. One of the reasons being is because for me, I believe that children should play with toys and do things like their age. That's age appropriate, I should say. I don't believe that children should have cell phones and be able to expose the internet. The internet is so big, and the fact that a kid could just get on the internet and search whatever they want, that's not safe, and that's not a good way to, raise our children. I then end with the bankruptcy of Toys R Us. And this by far was not a surprise to me at all, because if you've noticed, if you go into a store or a restaurant or wherever you go, and you see the younger generation, you'll see them with this opposed to this. Now, this was my first doll. I was 3 years old when I got her, and I named her Sasha. Not sure why I named her Sasha. I have colored pencils all on her, if you really can't see. But I named her Sasha, and she's been with me forever. I'm 21 now. No, I don't sleep with her or anything like that. I don't do the weird stuff like that. But I do still have her. I'm just trying to show you guys that that when I was a kid, I played with toys. I didn't play with, electronic devices like the world that we live in now. So I really just want to encourage everyone to watch what we say, watch what we do around our youth to bring more unity and more of a positive outlook on life, and a more positive outlook for them to look up to. And that's all I have for you guys today. I was kind of nervous, but I got through it. Thank you.